and one which is not likely to elevate him toward a title shot anytime too soon, just because of what you heard from the crowd and what you saw of his style and how difficult it makes him for other opponents. So let's turn our attention now to the second of our two main events this evening, the heavyweight battle between 255-pound Michael Grant and Obed Sullivan. And Roy, George Foreman always tells us that because heavyweight boxing is different from any other form of fighting, what he looks for first in a heavyweight contender is courage. Are they brave enough to take what the division has to offer? You're getting ready to look at a guy, Grant, who many see as a potential champion of the future. What are the things you look for when you try to define how far a guy's going to go?
Well, I look at his talent level and his skill level. Number one talent is he equipped with the chin to take the heavyweight punch? Can he deliver a punch to keep the other heavyweights off of him? Because if he doesn't have a chin, he's not going to be around to find out how much courage he has. He's not going to last with the heavyweights. If he does, then how's his skill level? If he has a good skill level where he can hit guys and not be hit, then you find out, well, can he have the courage enough to endure that? Can he go 12 rounds with a tough guy banging on him? Can he keep his head under the pressure that the heavyweights put on you?
There's a huge difference between somebody like you who's grown up in the ring and for whom boxing technique is second nature, and somebody like Grant, who was a superstar high school football, basketball, and baseball player, now trying to learn this sport in a hurry. Is he learning fast enough?
Yes, I think he's learning fast enough, and anytime a guy is talented enough to play 2 or 3 sports, that tells you that he can pick up things awfully quick.
Well, he's a magnificent athlete, that's for sure, and cuts quite a figure in the ring, as we're about to see. But the guy who's facing him, Obed Sullivan, was regarded himself as a rising young prospect just a couple of years ago. Terrific guy, ex-Marine. Obed describes himself, Larry, as an enigma, which means he's hard to figure out. Is he going to be able to figure out a way to pose a problem for a giant prospect like Grant?
Well, first we have to give him points for calling himself an enigma.
He's the first.
Haven't had a fighter pull that one on us yet. I think what he's really trying to say was that his passive defeat to Naseem Rahman last fall, if you remember, at the Apollo Theater, was out of character for him. We'll see about that tonight. And incidentally, Obed was named after the grandfather of David. David, of the most famous fight of them all between David and Goliath. And I note that, Jim, because at 6'3" and 230, he is David tonight.
Yeah, that's right. Not a likely role for him. The David versus Goliath win, that would be the only upset bigger than Tyson Douglas, right?
Right.
All right, well, let's take a look at the tail of the tape now, and once again get the graphic numbers on the degree to which Sullivan poses as the smaller heavyweight in this fight. As you can see, he's 6'3", 234, big man, and gives up a lot. 21 pounds in weight, 6 inches in reach, 4 inches in height, 5 years in age. All those numbers in favor of Michael Grant. Rules of the bout with our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
The Michael Grant-Obed Sullivan fight is scheduled for 12 rounds using the standardized rules of boxing. There is no standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight, and you cannot be saved by the bell in any round, including the 12th and final round. Jim.
Thank you, Harold. From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, Obed Sullivan pledges his devotion to the Marines. Semper Fi.
You gotta go, boy.
And a closer look at Obed Sullivan. Learned to box in the Marines. 3-1 versus taller opponents. And in his last fight, he beat Keith McKnight in the 7th round TKO. That was coming off of his decision loss to Naseem Rahman at the Apollo Theater last fall in the dullest fight ever to have appeared on this telecast, Boxing After Dark. Michael Grant was a junior college football player at Mount San Antonio College in California when he went to the Evander Holyfield-Riddick Bowe fight November 13, 1992 as a spectator. He decided that night he wanted to become a boxer. Trained by Don Turner, he's getting married in August, and among his groomsmen at the wedding will be both Evander Holyfield and Henry Akinwande. So when we asked him what'll happen next weekend, he said, I don't know. And now let's go up to ring announcer Michael Buffer for the official introduction.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Bally's Park Place, Atlantic City, main events, along with your undisputed, undefeated King of Beers, Budweiser. This Bud's for you, in association with Cedric Kushner Promotions, presents 12 rounds of boxing for the IBC World Heavyweight Championship. Sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board, Boxing Commissioner Larry Hazard Sr., Chairman Jerry Gormley, Board members Gary Shaw and Stephen Katz, Deputy Commissioner John Greco, physicians in attendance at ringside, Dr. Kenneth Remsen, Dr. Charles Wilson, Dr. Louis Sabatini, and Dr. Mark Brennan. Counting for the knockdown seconds, alternate referee Earl Brown, and the timekeeper at the bell is Roosevelt Gilbert. This bout is also sanctioned by the International Boxing Commission, President Joseph Blackie Gennaro, supervisor for the IBC at ringside, Debbie Jones. The 3 judges assigned, scoring the bout on a 10-point bus system will be Tim Figley, Eugene Grant, and Joseph Pasquale. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Tony Orlando. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Bally's Park Place, Atlantic City, to millions watching around the world, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing gold, trimmed with red, weighing in at 234 pounds. His professional record, 29 victories, including 20 knockouts. He has only 2 defeats with 1 draw. From Gulfport, Mississippi, here is the challenger, the Fighting Marine, Obed Sullivan. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white with red, weighing in at 255 pounds. His professional record stands at a perfect 27-0 with 19 knockouts. From Norristown, Pennsylvania, ladies and gentlemen, presenting the undefeated IBC World Heavyweight Champion, Michael Grant.
Okay, Mike, over here. Okay, over here, gentlemen. Okay, I'm going to allow us from here up. It's okay. Right here. Understand? Right from here. Okay, I gave you the rules. I expect you to obey them. I want a clean, professional fight. Okay, touch gloves, go back to your corner.
If you were wondering what a 21st century heavyweight might look like, it might look like Michael Grant. He looks like he was put together in a laboratory by some mad scientist.
How rapidly the division has changed. 10 years ago, when Michael Spinks was knocked out in 93 seconds by Mike Tyson, we thought of Tyson as a pretty good-sized heavyweight. He weighed 218. Grant at 255, Sullivan 234. Obed knows that he was atrocious in his non-performance against Hasim Rahman last fall. He's getting a rare second chance on HBO's Boxing After Dark here and is determined to make the most of it, or so he says.
Yes, but he has a heck of a job in front of him.
Grant's already landed 7, 8, 9 clean jabs.
It's a long jab.
That should be his best weapon. At 6 feet 7 inches tall, guys already have to reach for him, so you should keep him out there on the end where they can't hit him.
Sullivan says his first priority is to try to find punting range against a guy with the reach of Grant. Logic tells you you're not going to do it by standing in front of Michael Grant. You're going to go side to side and find some angles to get around that jab, right?
And get close to him. You're not going to walk straight down the pipe, and you're definitely not going to stand outside like this and beat him.
Touched him with a little left. Trying to find the range, Sullivan.
Sullivan has a good beard. He can take punches. He'll probably have to take some if he's going to have a prayer of getting inside against Grant tonight.
Sullivan is yet to throw that big right hand. Being very patient and resourceful at this point.
Let him go, let him go. Let's keep him up, both of you. Keep him up, okay? Let's go.
There had been concern from Sullivan's camp about the large cup slash protector that Michael Grant wears. There was a letter to New Jersey Commission Chairman Larry Hazard before the fight asking that the cup be examined, and Hazard even suggested in a letter to Grant's people that he thought it was too big. But he's wearing the same one he's always worn. Hazard looked at it tonight, said it was okay.
Grant has a cut over his left eye already.
Yeah, there was a cut in at close quarters. It may have been a head, but it's alongside the left eye. It doesn't look dangerous at this point.
He says he's never been cut before. He has an outstanding cut man, Joe Souza, waiting in his corner.
Hold it right now. Let him go.
Obed seems to be getting a little closer to Grant now.
Well, maybe that cut's giving him some courage.
Step back, Tony. Step back.
Well, maybe that cut is worse than we think it is, too. I can't really tell at this point. But
well, here comes Souza charging into the corner to get at Grant's cut.
Okay. All right. No, we're okay. Keep your eyes closed. Want to get okay?
Yeah, good. Work.
Mike, you got to throw that fastball, baby.
Headbutt, Tony, headbutt! Headbutt! You're letting him get too close, man. You know what I'm saying? What'd you say?
It was a headbutt.
You're letting him get too close, Mike.
Put some in my eye, baby. Put some in my eye.
I got it. Just cool.
Hey, yo, Mike, you got to throw that fastball, son. Hey,
Wake up.
with it. Mike, throw that fast.
Seconds out.
what you're hearing from the corner is some urgency. When they say throw the fastball, they mean the big right hand. They feel that the cut isn't terrible yet, but it could be a problem.
And it's something to which he's unaccustomed, and he didn't throw his right hand in the first round. And they felt in the last minute of the round in particular that he was letting Sullivan get too close. Tony Orlando said it was a headbutt. Orlando, the referee.
So a question is being asked of Grant that hasn't been asked before, and let's see how he answers it.
Roy, your take on the cut?
Well, I don't think it's a bad cut, but it may change Grant's mindset in this fight. It may make him feel a little more urgent, and it may make him do some things that he didn't expect to do early.
Step back.
There are some early signs that this is a more aggressive Obed Sullivan than we've seen before.
Yeah, because he's getting inside, like me and you said earlier in the fight, Jim. We said he needed to get close to deal with the reach that Michael Grant has. He can't stay outside and let Michael Grant just have his way.
Well, the Marine knows that if he doesn't land first, he will be landed on first.
Low blow from Sullivan. Orlando warns him to keep it up. Grant delivers the right hand, just misses.
Yeah, but Grant's cup is runneth over once again. He's runneth over his belt line, and there might be some protest before long.
That would body punching by Grant.
4 real good body shots by Grant.
Step back. Let him go.
That's impressive when you see a guy who's still learning the sport go into the body the way Grant did. And Sullivan backs off a little bit as a result.
Yeah, that cut has given Sullivan a great deal of confidence here, Jim.
Sullivan able to make Grant miss over the top with the big right hand. They work at close quarters, and Grant again finds a way to release those big arms for punches to the body. Now Sullivan with a couple of right hands to the jaw in close.
Step back. Punch out.
Right hand landed for Grant there. Tries to follow up, and Sullivan laughs at him. Come on. You don't think one right hand's going to do it to me?
Step back clean. Fine.
Whoa.
Gonna be all right. Gonna be all right. Listen to me, okay? It's gonna be under control. There's no problem.
Mike, you gotta go work on the inside. Hey, buck it, babe, buck it. Go, D.
Okay, we're gonna be all right.
Mike.
You understand? It's gonna be under
This
control.
bucket right here, baby.
This is not serious.
Mike.
All right. Hey, Mike.
Yeah, baby, you gotta go to work,
Hey,
son.
Mike, what's wrong with you, man? You gonna start fighting this?
All right, let's see if we can catch that butt that cut his eye right there.
I don't know, Larry. That didn't seem hard enough to do no cutting.
Yeah, I think the eye is bloody right at this moment.
Yep, there you go. You saw Grant looking at it.
That might have been.
That
could have been.
That could have extended the cut a little bit, huh? But that was from round 2, so we know that the cut was already there.
I took a walk on the boardwalk with cutman Joe Souza today. He told me a secret. He says he loves, the bigger the cut, the better.
Why's that?
Gives him more work to do.
Get Souza on camera. He is a star. If you remember Arturo Gotti's miraculous comeback victory over Wilson Rodriguez, from behind 2 totally shut eyes, it was Joe Souza who somehow got Gotti through that fight.
And Souza did a good job of giving Grant confidence that he had the cut under control throughout the whole round. I mean, while he was resting between the round.
He was telling him in no uncertain terms, this is nothing, I can handle this. And then you heard the rest of the star-studded corner talking to him. Tommy Brooks, throw the fastball. Don Turner, hey, where are you, Michael? You going to fight? I mean, this guy has a brain trust that's the equal of any in the sport. I don't think Turner's much going to want to see Grant backing up against the ropes and allowing Sullivan to come at him. I'm sure he wants to see Grant coming forward with that big jab and right hand.
Yeah, and I think he wants Grant to jab because he doesn't want him to get caught up in trying to knock Obed out with one punch.
Harold Letterman, what are the implications of the fact that Tony Orlando expressed that the cut was the product of a first-round headbutt?
But Jim, the importance of this is if the fight gets stopped because of that cut, if it's within the first 4 rounds, the fight becomes a technical draw. If it goes beyond the 4th round and the fight is stopped because that cut becomes worse, they go to the scorecards, and whoever's ahead on the scorecards at the point that the fight is stopped wins.
And now Grant is bothered by a low blow. So Sullivan's got some things going his way here.
He's trying to make a brawl out of it. Let's see. This is a test for Grant. See how he can maintain his poise and how he responds.
There you go, Larry. And it's best for Sullivan to make a brawl out of it because he can't win in an outside fight. His jab is just not long enough. Whoa.
Oh, that was a big right hand that Sullivan took.
And now Grant delivers a low blow. And Orlando tells him to keep it up.
Well, Grant found out something else new in this fight. He can land his best punch on somebody, and he isn't necessarily going to fall to pieces.
Well, we told you, Sullivan has whiskers. Takes another right hand as the round comes to a close.
Big baby, we got, hey, yo, you knock him with your jab, man. We got to throw that jab 2 or 3 or 4 times, okay? And then start finding that fastball now. We've been working on this in the gym, son. We got to go to work.
Hey, Mike, can you throw combinations, man? You work your angle.
You got it under control.
Huh?
You got it under control.
Can you do that? Well, let's do it now. Start now, man.
Near the end of the round, you saw that big right hand from Grant following a left from Sullivan. Sullivan took it.
Seconds out. Let's go. Clean it up.
Round 4 begins. Harold, how do you have it so far?
Jim, I got a shot of 3-0, 30-27, Michael Grant. In the first round, he had that real confident look of a winner. But, you know, the minute he got cut, the confident look came off his face. But the truth of the matter is, Michael Grant, when he landed those 2 right hands, one at the end of round 2, one towards the end of round 3, he won those rounds because I tell you, he virtually spun Obed Sullivan's head. He hit him so hard. I mean, those were really the telling blows in rounds 2 and 3. So Michael wins the first round on a jab, the next 2 on a big right hand.
I don't like to give a guy a round on one punch, Harold, unless that punch deposits the other guy on the canvas, or unless the rest of the round is totally even. I called the last round a draw. I thought that Sullivan did some good work in the early part of the round.
Sullivan showing the eagerness and urgency tonight that was so desperately lacking in his non-performance against Rahman last fall at the Apollo Theater. So high marks to Obed for that, for the willingness he's showing. But as you so accurately pointed out, Larry, and as Roy thunderously agrees, perfect scenario for a test of Michael Grant's will, courage, poise, and control of the situation. And you've heard both Tommy Brooks and Don Turner asking Grant to apply the techniques that he's been learning in the gym. One of the hardest things for a young fighter to do. Transfer all those lessons from the gym into the ring when fight night arrives. Right, Roy?
That's right. It takes practice and practice and practice and more practice. Not so much as in the gym, but even doing it in front of a crowd.
Well, especially when the other guy doesn't cooperate with it.
Step back here. Good punching, good punching. There we go. Keep your hand up.
Obed said he was going to give it his all tonight, and I think he's doing exactly that. He's not afraid. He's trying. He's taking chances. He's doing everything necessary here to try to disrupt Michael Grant's style.
That's what he promised. That's what he's doing.
Deep breaths. Deep breaths. You're fine. This guy got nothing for you. He's breaking down. Deep breaths. Real deep breaths. You're one puncher. Relax. Don't be tight and try to load up. I want you to leave the right hand alone. Listen to what I'm saying. I want you to leave the right hand alone other than to the body. Straight to the body. Straight to the heart. And come with that hook and double it. Just stay relaxed. You can hit this guy. But what you're doing is, once you're getting in, you're throwing in one punch and falling in.
Bullshit. Every time you throw that fastball, it's right on the button. You got to throw it, though. Okay.
You can't let him grab him. You don't grab him. Come on, let's go.
Did he throw a right hand in the 4th round? I don't remember one.
Yeah, he landed a real good punch midway through the round.
That's what they mean by fastball. And Grant threw a 90-mile-an-hour fastball in high school. He was scouted by the Kansas City Royals organization and offered a bonus contract, but elected to play junior college football instead. So we are beyond technical draw territory if the fight were to be stopped as the result of the cut. And we're now into the area where we go to the scorecards. Shouldn't be a big problem for Grant. He seems to be in control of that situation. Sullivan hunting the bigger man now and trying to tap away at him with right hand.
Well, he said he heard that when he heard he was going to fight Grant, the first thing that came to his mind was timber. And so he's trying to chop on him. But the timber may fall on him.
Step back, no punching.
I like the way that Michael Grant is continuously going to Obed's body, too. Most of the time, the big guys stay away from the body because they want to knock out with head punches.
Low blow by Sullivan. But Grant's big body shielded Orlando from being able to see it. Sullivan lands a left upstairs. Grant having trouble finding punching room here in the 5th round. Incidentally, let me correct one thing I said. Grant was offered a tryout with the Kansas City Royals, not, as I said, a bonus contract.
That was that right hand you asked about, Jim.
Yep. And is it, in fact, open for him every time, the way Tommy and Don told him it was?
Yes, it's right open, right over the top of Obed's jab if he throws it. He's taller, he's looking down at Obed, over Obed's jab, so once Obed jabs, he always can hit him with a short right hand.
Great, step back, step back, step back. Come on, let him go, let him go. Let him go, come on. Come on, let him go, let him go, let him go.
Uppercut landed for Grant. Round 5 comes to a close. Scheduled 12. Well, many would count him as the greatest American athlete of the 20th century because maybe no other figure transcended his sport to the degree to which Babe Ruth did. What was it about this man which so captured America's imagination? Why to this day is his spirit and his memory still so alive? On August 16, the 50th anniversary of his death, HBO Sports premieres the next edition of Sports of the 20th Century as we proudly present Babe Ruth, the Bambino. Might be a good year to do it with Mark McGuire on pace to eclipse Maris and Ruth both.
Come on, baby, we got to have this, son. Huh? You saying okay? Let's go to work now. Come on. Here we go, Mike. 6th round.
Come here, let me pull this up.
And typical of Joe Souza's cut work, that cut has been a non-factor since the 2nd round.
You said he was good.
I know he's good. Here on HBO, we get to watch the great cut men close up. You have a cut man, Roy?
Yeah, my coach has somewhat been my cut man for the longest here because he makes it to where we train so hard that we don't get cut.
I started to say, I don't know if I've ever seen you cut.
But in case I do get cut, Dr. Richard Lucy is also a pretty good cut man himself.
He is. Hard right hand lands for Michael Grant. Obed Sullivan, well conditioned and ready to fight tonight, shows no ill effects. Sullivan told us before his fight with Rahman last fall he was distracted by the details of a messy divorce and spent too much time hanging out in the bars around Phoenix with his good buddy Charles Barkley. Barkley is a heavyweight partier. Sullivan has determined that he's not. Right hand over the top by Sullivan and a crunching right hand to the body.
Step back, low punching.
He said you play baseball, you play basketball, you play football, you don't play boxing.
But not only that, you can party and stuff when you're on a team because you have other guys that you can depend on to help you. But in boxing, you can't go to these other guys or then ask the coach to take you out for a minute.
Good point. No breather at the end of the third quarter.
That's right.
Can't blame it on your offensive line either. You got to do it yourself.
Looks like supporting cast.
It looks like Obed may have a cut over his left eye now. Unless it's blood from Grant's cut.
Good inside work by Sullivan. And so far what he said about his fight with Rahman is proving true. That was out of character. He is fighting much harder, a more spirited fight.
More energetic, just more alive in every way. Sullivan was cut above the left eye, just under the brow in the Rahman fight. So if this cut is in the same place, it could be a repeat of that particular physical experience.
Now Sullivan here tonight is fighting like a guy that really wants to win.
Certainly isn't going to go away easily. It's Michael Grant continues to labor against Obed Sullivan.
Mike, every time you throw the right hand, you hit the guy with it, man.
But you got to get it together now.
Sullivan's cut man is Jimmy Glenn.
You're working your way in.
And I don't see a cut there.
No, maybe blood from the other guy.
Yeah, it must have been blood from the other guy because, as you can see, Jimmy Glenn is focusing no attention on Sullivan's left eye.
Double up on right hands, step right and double up on hooks. I'm telling you, just relax, breathe deep. Come on, get your breath. Ray Charles could close his eyes and hit this guy with a left hook to the chin. And he's open for a straight right hand to the chin because his left hand's up. But you're either punching from too far out or smothering yourself. Relax, get your...
Check it out. Let's go. Come on, let's go.
I don't know, Roy. It doesn't look that easy to hit for me.
I don't think Ray Charles could actually hit him with the right hand.
Maybe Ray Charles Leonard.
There you go, let go. Walk out. There you go. Let go.
Michael Grant could be showing a little fatigue now.
I had the same thought, Roy. He hasn't been in a long, tough, hard fight like this before.
He's gone the distance 8 times, but many of those earlier in his career when he was learning his craft. And you're right, he hasn't been through a 12-round marathon against a tough fighter, as would be the case here.
Maybe this is the night he becomes a real fighter.
I'll tell you what, he takes a heck of a good punch. Obed is landing a very good left. No.
Oh, you're talking about Grant. Yeah.
Yes, because Obed is landing a pretty good left hook on his head.
Keep him up. All right, break. Step back. Come on, guys. Just keep him up. Just keep it moving, all right?
Grant has never fought past the 10th round.
Come on, man.
So if in fact this goes the distance, it would be his first trip ever into the 11th and 12th.
Come on, work. Come on, work, Mike, work.
And if you're looking for a knockout at this point, you might keep in mind that neither fighter has ever scored a knockout past the 8th round. Oh, check it. Michael Grant has one 10th round knockout.
Step back, Clean. Step back.
Knocked out Al Cole in the 10th. So it is still mathematically possible within the framework of what they've done before.
Now Sullivan looks like he has got blood all over his left eye, Roy. I don't think that's the other fighter.
I know they just traded a good right hand in the center of the ring.
Let him go.
Both guys took a pause in the action.
Break. Step back. Come on, guys, you're holding too much, Mike. Let's go. Come on, keep him up, Mike.
Series of punches from Grant. Obed Sullivan still coming forward as the round comes to a close. Earlier this evening, David Tua, still on the comeback trail after his loss last year to Ike Ibeabuchi, took on Nate Tubbs, younger brother of Tony Tubbs. Tubbs came in with a 17-3 record, but was no match for Tua, who landed a chopping right hand with 2 minutes and 12 seconds gone in round 2. That punch right there deposited Tubbs on the canvas. Nate was unable to beat the count, and David Tua extended his record to 31 wins, 1 loss, the 26th win by knockout for Tua. It was a measured, patient performance by Tua, who hopes to get back into the same echelon now occupied by fighters like Chris Bird and Michael Grant.
Yeah, there's talk that Tua may fight fellow New Zealander Jimmy Thunder next.
Harold, how do you have it through 7?
Jim, I get it 6-1, 69-64, Michael Grant. You know, Jim, basically, Obed Sullivan's got to get inside and get busy and do some work, just as he did in round 6. The problem is Michael Grant's like an octopus. He uses those long arms real good on the inside, and he outfights Obed Sullivan on the inside, and he catches Obed as he comes in. So Michael Grant on the stronger punching and really good work on the inside.
Some big-time heaving and battling going on here in the close quarters.
Michael fights terrifically inside to be as tall as he is.
Yeah.
You wouldn't suspect that a guy 6'7" would be such a good inside fighter.
Yeah, particularly one who didn't grow up in the sport and has only come to it within the past 5 years. It was the well-known referee Richard Steele who turned Grant on to the idea of becoming a boxer. And of course, anyone who was lucky enough to be at Holyfield's Bow 1, November 13, 1992, might have felt inspired to do something. Grant came to that fight and decided he wanted to be a heavyweight too.
Just had about a dozen or 15 amateur fights before turning professional.
He has done a pretty good job of it.
All right, break. Step back. Come on, guys, you're holding too much. Let's go.
Good stiff jab by Obed Sullivan.
Beating Grant to the punch.
Break. Step back.
That time it was Grant who beat Sullivan to the punch as Obed started to step in.
Step back, no punching, no punching. Step back to
Oh, good right hand by Michael Grant.
Fastball down the middle. Crushing right hand by Grant. Sullivan still taking everything Grant has to offer.
time.
8 rounds in the books. 4 more to go.
Come on, man. You have the guy knocked out and you grab him. Where you grabbing it from?
Hey, listen, Mike. Every time you throw that right hand, baby, it's right on the money. But you're throwing it and then you grabbing the guy.
Don't blow.
2 and 3 jabs. How many jabs I want? 2 and 3.
2 and 3.
2 and 3 jabs. If you hit him with 2 and 3 and he leans back, walk back in with another one and throw a straight right hand. Not over the top, straight, right at the chin. Throw it low. Throw it at his chin or right in the throat area, under the chin, so it hits him on the chin.
Close of the round. Grant comes back with a right hand here on the temple.
Go. Second down. Come on, blue corner. Let's go. Let's go. Get him out. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Michael Grant is finding out what it is to be a fighter tonight. He's never been in anything like this, Roy. Good right hand by Sullivan.
Come on. Let him go. Let him go. Let him go, Mike. Mike, break. No punching. No punching. Step back. Step back. Step back.
Sullivan, who is increasingly able to land right-hand leads.
Well, his corner gave him some good advice. He told him to go in with a couple of jabs. He said, if Grant backs straight up, go back in with one jab and throw a right hand behind it.
Grant.
Down goes Sullivan. Saw him cocking the right hand, and Grant beat him to the punch.
Well, Sullivan has been very, very aggressive, and he just walked into that.
Well, he backed straight up from Grant, just like Grant was doing from him, and he ran right into the same right hand that he hit Grant with earlier.
Only the second time in his career Obed Sullivan's been down. How's he going to deal with Michael Grant's giant physicality right now?
Let's see if he can handle this situation with a minute to go in the round. He's got a hurt fighter in front of him, but perhaps a fighter who still is dangerous.
Yep. Grant just took a deep breath to make sure he isn't punching himself out.
Trying to land another right hand. He got one. He got two. And he just missed one, and Tony Orlando has seen enough. Obed Sullivan unable to punch back, and Michael Grant is ecstatic with the TKO victory.
Well, he has every reason to be. Obed Sullivan put up a spirited fight against him, tested him, asked him questions he hadn't been asked before, and he answered them in the end. And he has a real reason to say, okay, I've graduated to another level, Roy.
And that's the way the guys are supposed to respond when they get put through that test. He had the skills, he knew he had the power, he showed that he could take the punch, but he had the composure to hold the skills together for 8 rounds.
A very professional effort.
But also a very game effort by Obed Sullivan.
No question. Obed redeems himself here after his poor performance against Rahman.
Let's keep in mind, this is a man who's never been stopped or even close to being stopped, Sullivan. This is a fighter. It's not a walkover.
Absolutely. Rahman had power, and Sullivan easily took that on his worst night. But he ultimately could not handle the right-hand power of Michael Grant. First, a look at the knockdown earlier in the round. Series of right hands from Grant there, mixing his punches pretty well. And now here's the end of the fight as he landed a right hand, sized up Sullivan, landed another right, and as he got ready to throw one more, Tony Orlando stepped in and said, "That's enough. Sullivan's not punching back. This fight is over." And Grant will never be another Naseem Hamed. I don't know whether he had a flip in mind or what. I was scared he was going to break his back with that.
I thought he was going to break his neck.
Or the ring. Wow. And now let's go to Michael Buffer for the official particulars.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 2 minutes, 16 seconds of round number 9, referee Tony Orlando calls a halt to the bout. The winner by TKO victory and still the undefeated IBC World Heavyweight Champion, Michael Grant.
Final punch stat numbers, and you'll see the dominance statistically of Michael Grant, who landed 86 more punches than Sullivan, threw 122 more punches than Sullivan, and connected at a higher percentage, which is not to say that it wasn't a good effort on Obed Sullivan's part. He did what he could against the bigger, stronger man. Jabs, and you can see Grant's proficiency with the jab, 102 out of 194. There aren't too many heavyweights who are going to want to get into the ring against Michael Grant and his long jab. And all 3 judges had Grant ahead in the fight at the time of the stoppage, though not by as wide a margin as our Harold Letterman did. The 3 judges' scorecards read 78-74, 78-74, and 77-75, so Sullivan still had a mathematical chance in the bout. Let's go to Larry Merchant with the winner.
Congratulations, Mr. Grant. What were your thoughts about being in this kind of a roughhouse fight, especially after that early cut?
Well, I still felt good. You know, it didn't bother me. First of all, I want to give honor to my Lord, God and my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. But to get back to it, it didn't bother me. The cut didn't bother me. It went in my eye a few times, made it blurry, but I didn't let it stop me. I had one good eye left. I still had my energy. I wasn't fatigued. I was waiting on him to get tired, which is a loser's attitude. You know, I should have jumped on him from the beginning, because 255 pounds for 12 rounds, too many people can't hang with it. And
are you saying you were too patient in there?
I was very patient, Larry, and but it wore him down in the later rounds. And you know, it's good to see that I still had it in me in the 8th round, 9th round to get him out of there.
All right, let's take a look at the knockdown and the end of the fight, Michael. All right, we want to take a look early on when the cut occurred. When the cut occurred, did you feel it immediately? The cut?
Right there, the headbutt. It was a headbutt or elbow, something. I can't remember. I can't remember exactly when, but I think it was either a head or elbow which occurred. And you know, it didn't bother me. I felt some dripping from my head. I said, "Is that sweat coming down?" Then I touched my head with my glove, and it was blood. It didn't frustrate me, do nothing. I knew Joe Souza never gave it a problem. I mean, he handled it well.
All right, Joe, let me turn to Joe Souza. Joe, you start saying right away, it's not a big deal, it's not a big deal, don't worry about it. Was it a bigger deal than you were telling him?
Not really. We had it under control. The first couple of rounds, it got in the way, but after that, we kept it under control, and it was nothing serious.
Give us your... Michael, give us your overall impression of being in. This appeared to us to be the toughest, roughest fight you were in to date. You came through it. How do you feel about that and going on to whatever the next step is?
I just want to say, Obed is a good, I mean, he came in strong. He was a good fighter, but it wasn't a tough fight for me. I made it tough. It really wasn't a tough fight. He didn't tire me out. I mean, anything. He was like lightweight. I mean, wow. He was Open's day for a jab. I mean, and I played around with. Like I said, I made it tough by not jabbing him enough. And
well, are you satisfied with how you finally finished it in style?
Oh, yes, I'm satisfied with that, but I'm disappointed with myself in the early rounds. I look toward the future, like I told you, no rush with me. And remember that saying I said? Let my days speak for me and the multitude of my years be my wisdom. It's been great credibility to my life. And,
Thank you. Just one word with Don Turner, your trainer. Don, give him a grade on this one.
After the kiss or before? Okay, I call it a B. You know, he did a lot of things that we disagreed with in the early rounds. You know, he said he was trying to wear the guy down, but I thought he should have got the guy out early. But I'm very satisfied with when he did turn it up, he got him out of there.
All right, thank you. Isn't it nice when the winner complains about winning so spectacularly and yet feels he should have done it even better? Jim?
Wait till Larry sees the tape. So victory as expected for Chris Byrd by decision. Victory as expected for Michael Grant by knockout. We'll have a final word on those two bouts in just a moment. Right now, let's look ahead to some upcoming programs on HBO.
The pay TV premiere of the highest grossing movie of 1997 is here.
We'll take it from here.
Earth is a party place. No curfew.
There's only one way off of this planet, baby, and that's through me.
Tommy Lee Jones, Will Smith, Linda Fiorentino, Rip Torn, Men in Black. Premieres Saturday, June 6th, exclusively on HBO.
Not going all the way up planned.
De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya. Striking good looks. The face of an angel. But you wouldn't want to face his wrath. De La Hoya versus Charpentier. Live Saturday, June 13th on HBO. De La Hoya's never looked so good.
Beginning July 29, HBO Sports presents special editions of Boxing After Dark, the Goodwill Games. For 4 consecutive nights, the world's elite amateur boxers will compete in semi and final round action as part of a multi-sport invitational that unites athletes from over 60 countries. The Goodwill Games on Boxing After Dark, live from New York on HBO. And join us Monday June 22, for the most comprehensive coverage of the premier tournament in tennis, Wimbledon 98, as HBO Sports kicks off 59 hours of weekday coverage from the opening round through the semifinal. Live action each day from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern, followed by a nightly 1-hour highlight program at 7 o'clock Eastern and Pacific time. Earlier tonight in the Atlantic City Convention Center, heavyweight will-o'-the-wisp Chris Byrd got hit more than is usually the case against Cuban southpaw Eliezer Castillo, but managed to do most of the damage himself in winning by unanimous decision, all 3 judges scoring it 99-91. And then after Byrd's 10-round win, Michael Grant got cut in the very first round against tough ex-Marine Obed Sullivan, but then gradually imposed his physical superiority on Sullivan, landing enough big punches to eventually put Sullivan in danger and score a TKO in the ninth. Coming up immediately following tonight's coverage of Boxing After Dark, stay tuned for Phoenix, the movie. So now for Larry Merchant, Roy Jones, and Harold Letterman, I'm Jim Lampley, saying so long from the Atlantic City Convention Center in Atlantic City, New Jersey. The executive producer of HBO Sports is Ross Greenberg. Tonight's telecast of Boxing After Dark was produced by Rick Bernstein and directed by Mark Payton. The associate producers, Adam Berger and David Leipson. Assistant to the producer, Lisa Bennett. The production manager was Mark Hayden, and the technical supervisor was Bob Hunter.
This has been a presentation of HBO Sports, the network of champions.
Next on HBO. Cops and gambling are like fire and oil. They become dangerous when mixed. Ray Liotta